That's better. That's great. Then make sure you see at least one part of the bar and part of me. You don't have to see my legs sticking up. But, you know, there we go. I am starting with the inversion bench with just the bar. Let's see here. I want to thank you guys for watching this. If you do watch it, say positive, good things. Just ask questions about the reason why I do things this way. You know, it's all about learning. It's all about learning. I'm just readjusting my straps. And, you know, and this is what I do with my functional weightlifting to basically help myself, help my clients to succeed, and basically to have proper muscle growth, strengthening, conditioning through weightlifting, because most people will go straight to heavy lifting. They're saying, I'm going to get these muscles. And those muscles that they create or get will go away just as fast as you built them, or maybe a lot faster, because once you stop doing this, they go back away, and all that muscle turns into atrophy or muscle weakness, and you got to try to build again. You go back to those heavy weights, and you're basically continuously going through this entire weightlifting regimen, this ancient protocol that's harming your body. And you don't want to harm your body. You want to build your body to feel better, to get better, to be strong, so that way you can live throughout an old age like this. This is me. I am 51 years old as of last week. I've been like getting into the exercising more. I make sure that I do a full exercise. I did this last week. Before I do any type of video, I pretty much do the exercises. Think of ways that basically think of the things that are necessary into what to do between sets and between the reps, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be starting at the bar, and we want to basically go in and start some stretches. Make sure we're also breathing. You know, we haven't started yet. So the thing is, though, the first thing to start is like, we need to know what we need to do to make sure our joints are loose. So I'm basically grabbing my fingers, I'm just basically pulling apart, and a nice little jostle, circularization jostle, pull apart and jostle, pull apart and jostle. Do that to every finger, you know. That's a good release of the joint right there. Another release. See, we're releasing joints. We don't want them stiff before we start our workouts. Make sure we're breathing, so gasp in breath, gasp out breath. Okay, we got sometimes people like me, stuffy nose syndrome, and we all have that problem, right? So we don't want that problem. So we got to do a lot of mouth breathing, okay? So we want to do fish out of water. So that's if you can't breathe in through our nose, especially when we do the inversion bench. We're going to be basically at an angle where our noses will automatically clog. This is a evolutionary preventable measure to keep you from drowning. Okay? So what we need to do is learn how to breathe through our mouth at these times. It's okay to go in, so we're going to gasp in, straightening our body, relaxing our body, relaxing our neck. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You see what I'm doing here? Getting full oxygen in, and now I'm fully expelling out all of that negative carbon, everything like that out of my lungs. I'm not blowing it out, okay? We don't want to blow it out. It's the wrong breathing technique to release the carbon. Wrong breath technique to enter in the oxygen is basically going with these pursed lips. What are you doing? What are you doing? You should have full control over coring, full control over core and muscle movement and strengthening without tightening your neck muscles. So when we're on the bench, we're on the benches, and we're on any exercise machine, our neck is loose. We do not tighten it. When I'm pushing that weight, when I'm going to push this weight, my neck will be loose the entire time. I will not be tightening knees at all. That can cause problems. That can cause unwanted and unwarranted tensions in the back of the cranial, and we do not want that, okay, in any time of our life. In any time of our life. Before we get on the bar, we are going into this mesmerizing state of consciousness to basically bring us into a state of, into a mental state that will allow us to basically zone into the exercise with the proper breath, zone into the proper push and release during the exercise, coring right, make sure we're upright. That is cold water. Now I just took a drink of water. Now we're going to go into inversion. So I'm going to do some stretches as that. I needed to hydrate because I'm talking a lot. So I got to let that, go in. So take a breath. Remember, if you watched all my videos and my Qigong videos, you'll know what you're supposed to be doing already. So if one finger above, the rest of the fingers below. Bring this palm to the shoulder level. Make sure our fingers are like that. And breathe in and stretch. So we're like bending like that. Stretch. Keep our arms to the world. Breathing through our mouth, fish out of water. Releasing like this. And then again, one finger above the knuckle, the rest below it. Bend, relaxing, relaxing as we straighten it. Don't put too much weight onto that. We want to basically go into the arm. Breathe and stretch. Now let's rotate a little bit, loosey-goosey. We want to grab this, thumb underneath it, and thumb underneath it, and then not do that. That releases the wrist. Nice little releasing, light releasing. Don't force it. And then again, shake it off. Do it again. Do this one now. Do the other arm. And what we're doing is we're getting this all here untightened because this is not the muscles that we want. We want to create movement that doesn't, from no tension. When we're doing all this bodybuilding, we're doing lightweight, so it's okay to do all that. You would think that he said, oh, he's starting with the bar. Well, we need to start warming up. So after we do our stretches, we go ahead and make sure we're going to be doing a lot of shoulder pumps. So we got to make sure our shoulders are warmed up. Let's do some circles. Now, the reason why, if you read my description, you'll see why we're doing all this. Breathing, fish out of water. Don't blow in the water. Don't do any of that breathing. That's wrong breathing. Do not do any wrong breathing. And then stretch, just move your arms. What we're doing here is making sure that we, especially someone who's 51 years of age, apparently since of last week, right? We got to make sure that we don't cause a problem. Pulling on tendons and then they feel rippy. We don't want to rip any tendons. We don't want to rip any muscles. We don't want to shred muscles. We're not here to shred. We're here to get stronger. We're here to do self-therapy. All this exercise is all about self-therapy. Just take a good flow. You see I'm opening up, breathing. What I'm doing is I can feel that right here in my arm. I really do. So if you have any issues, it's okay to pump. Now we're going to go ahead and get on the bench and get our first warm up. Done. Make sure your back kinks are out of your neck because you're old. Come on down. Make sure you're locked in. Just take it easy. Don't rush. Now for the bar, make sure you got the lines right here. What we want to do is that we can focus on many ways to do exercises on the outside of the line, mid of the line, inside of the line with the palm, okay? We're not doing any of these. We're basically wanting to always put our palms right where we want them. So if I put my hands outside the line, as you can see, I'm straight, because I am, got longer arms than most. I'm 6'2". But if I come into the side of the line, you can see how now it tilts. And if I do that, it's going to go straight up and hit here. And if I come out here, it's going to straight up and hit here, which is going to, basically have less lift. So what I want is try to lift up as much as possible to here. So, and not here, all right, because I want a little bit more inward pump action to squeeze my pecs more shut. That's another reason why it's good to do that and then come down and squeeze those pecs shut. So you can do that into an exercise. So I'll put one palm on the edge there. We don't want to go too far in. Our arms, as you can see here, are straight up. So you can do this. This is more advanced. Don't do this until you have done what I have done first, which is here. All right? So that's where we're going to start. This is next time. Maybe after a few sessions of what I do to figure out how far you can go and what we're going to do today. We're going to have, this is going to be an hour-long video. Just to let you know. Maybe. It depends. All right? Because I'm going to be doing 3 benches, and I'm not going to stop the video. We're going to be doing a break until a bench open up, because I'll be doing the incline next. Breathe in. Since I cannot breathe through my nose now. It is literally stuff for in and out. So now I need to basically breathe in through my mouth and out. And then I core. Adjusting my tailbone, my lower back, make sure it gets flat. Make sure it gets flat. Make sure I'm adjusted. Make sure you adjust the leg piece to where you need to be. So when I lift, I got my arms here. Some people say to do it here, but I tried this and it doesn't suit me, and I tried this. All right, it really depends on which type of bench. If you're doing the incline, you can have your arms here. But for the inversion, I prefer them to be here, and also the flat bench. So I prefer them to pretty much be in between that, because it actually does better for the shoulders, or my shoulders, so you can discern where you need to be. So if I do this, it twists the wrist. You see my wrist, you see that here? Now you see that? And then it does that, and then you'll be, but let's go ahead and do this. Breathe in and lift. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Go in rhythm. Count. That was light. Now, I felt that was very light, and I think I need to do another warm-up before I put some weight on. And I did that last time, when I did this last week, is I did 3 sets of just the bar. That was a great warm-up. I did 3 sets of 10 each. All right, gave it a break. And what I'm doing here is, as I break it, is that I am going to move my arms slowly and flowy, keeping my hands open. I don't want to clench fists, okay? We don't want to clench fists. We want to just flow our arms as we take that 30-second break, because it's just the bar. Once it gets heavier, you can take a longer break. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. That felt so much better. I did like the 2-set warm-up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the weight on. All right, let's get a set of 10s on. Now you can go ahead and go up by 5, just putting 5s on there if you prefer how light you wanna start with, but I'll be putting on 10s because I've been doing this forever. I do suggest to put on 5s for the first time. Because I can lift really good amounts, but not too heavy. But we want to, upping it by 20 pounds will probably be too much for some of you. So, so 2.5 pounds. You can do 2.5 pounds. If you feel like it, starting off at 2.5 pounds. But when you do by 2.5 pounds, you got to raise it up by 2.5 pounds. Then raise it up by 2.5 pounds. Then raise it up by 2.5 pounds. If you do, if you raise it on each side, So it'd be 5 pounds on each side. So 2.5 weight on one side, 2.5 weight on the other. That's what I meant. So 5 pounds and wave it, and then what you do is you go up by 5 pounds, and then there's no such thing as 1 pound weights. So you just got to keep going up by 2.5. So you want to start off with 10 pounds, 5 pounds each on each side, then 2.5 weight, then 2.5 weight, then 2.5 weight on each side after that. So it's pretty much, you can start off light like that. So I want to make sure I get that through in the beginning of this. So I want to breathe in. Hold on, hydrate. Now my water is very cold from that fountain, and I don't suggest to do this on cold water. Swish it in your mouth a few times, and it will warm up because your mouth is 98 degrees. And you swish it around, it'll just warm up, warm up. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, and count. There we go. That was another set. Now it's time to move some arms around real quick. Breathe. Let your heart rate just come down. Then we get up and add some weight. So now I need to go buy some light weights. Now I have to go and look for them. And you see here, now I'm putting on some 5s. Now what we'll do here is basically get up. We can stay up before we actually lay down and do some arm movements, stretches. Don't overstretch. Do not overstretch. Always stay shallow water breathing. If you can't, use your nose. No, I can use my nose now. Always scratch your nose with your cloth. All right, ready. It's okay to take a 2-minute break between sets. It's okay to take a 15-second break between sets. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Time to add weight. Adding weight is your break. Pardon me. All right. Go ahead and just work it around. Work it around. Get it around. Swing those arms. Breathe. Make sure you get your oxygen in so that way you can oxygenate your muscles. Oxygenate your muscles. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. That felt great, didn't it? I should know, it felt great because I did it. Now let's go ahead and try to up it, 25s. Let's take those 10s off and add a 25 to that. See how quick this goes? That's right. Make sure you hydrate and breathe and straighten and straight all your muscles. If you didn't do enough, make sure you do your rotations, your stretches. Oh, that felt great. Oh, that was a good release. Oh, another release. Oh, geez. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. That felt great. Now it's time to add fives. This is what I said, going up to 30 pounds on each side. See in the description. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And this is my burnout. Oh, one more. Oh my, see, 30 pounds on each side is my max. That's what I wanted to show you as well. Probably in the future, if I keep doing this, I might be able to get to 35s. But that is a lot of bar. That's a lot of weight, it really is. I mean, you're probably stronger than me, but the thing is though, if you need to basically got very big muscles and you say, I want to reduce muscle mass because you need to get stronger instead of having these massive muscles getting in your way. Or you are very petite, and you don't want to bulk up. You don't want to bulk up, but you want to get stronger. And this is basically the route you need to go and need to do to be able to get stronger, to tone, that you don't need a Pilates system. You just need to basically start off with the lightest weight and to do a warm up. And then you raise the weight on the next set, raise the weight on the next set, raise the weight on the next set. And from the least weight that you possibly do, that you can feel resistance. All right, and that's why I started at the bar. I felt resistance, it was light resistance to me, and that's what I did. So I got up to 30 pounds, 60 pounds on the bar, starting off at the bar, keep raising the weight by 5s, 10 on the first set, depending on what you want to do. If it was 2.5 pounds on each side, and then 2.5 pounds, depending on your ability to lift, to where you'd be able to do 7 sets of these. I made that 8. Make that 8 since I did 2 sets with just the bar. All right, my next thing I want to do is an incline, and that's it right over there. But you got 2 people on it. Let's see here. Why is there's 2 incline benches, and are you waiting for an incline bench? Yeah, we got someone waiting for an incline bench. Maybe I should have got on that first. I'm gonna go get a towel and clean up and put my stuff away. You waiting for these? Yeah, okay. There's one. So what we're gonna do is go to a flat bench, because I don't think I can wait for an incline. Usually. And then after the flat bench, I'll get on the wait for an incline. So we'll be able to proceed and not wait for too long. Incline bench. Nice, huh? Let me get some of these weights off of here. All right. For instance, this guy. Got to get to that 25 weight anyways. It's behind all that top stuff. Man, wish people put things away properly. I'll give you a 45. The 10s were on the wrong side. So what I'm doing here is getting the weights prepared. So that way I have what I need instead of walking around. All right, 220s, 225s, wait. That's a 2.25. Grabbed the wrong one. I did say those existed. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get started on the next one. Nice. All right. So far, there's the inclines are being used. Can you see me just fine? Great. So we are starting with the bar. So I'm going to position myself just right to where this bar is over my is basically in the top of my shoulders. All right, you know, where basically these are on the top of my shoulders. So let's just test that out here. Make sure we're going to breathe in, breathe out. Make sure it's exactly where I want it. Good. Awesome possums. Time to put weight on. Did my warm up with the bar. It feels really light right now after being on the inversion bench. This is going to be great. Let's go. I need some water. Always hydrate. Always breathe. Always stay straight. Your arms. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Like fish out of water. Full passageway of the air. Do not blow it out. I can feel my shoulder. When you start feeling something, start working it. This shoulder always had a problem with me. I've had the problem for about a few decades with this guy, you know, especially when I was like backpacking and I was having heavy packs on. This will just get irritated, especially when it's like a 12-mile up a mountain hike, you know. Oh, let's get the 5s on. You get your weights on. Now you can watch this video the whole way and just do it on your own, or watch it while I'm doing it, so that way you're going at your own pace. So it's good to thank you. And take your pace, listen to everything I have to say in this, and hopefully the advice is sound and you are going to get better. You can see how I am scrawny, I am skinny guy, and this is actually good for us people who are like petite. I'm petite and athletic, but I'm strong. How do I become strong? Oh, well, also I forgot about the mentioning of the wrists. You can see how straightened my wrists are. So we don't ever push weight up like this, ever. What we want to do is basically have our wrist straight, and we're like grabbing the bar, and we're going to, it's like it's on the thumb and it's on the palm. So it's on the thumb, it's on this part of the palm, you get it? So you put it here, you see how my arm is this way, and I'm going to put my thumb over. See, I'm still on the palm. Thumb is now over the bar. Now I'm closing my fingers. Same thing, diagonal over here, put the thumb over, I'm on the palm. So I can actually do palm, you know, and go and keep my wrists. You see how, you know, I'm not like this, I'm like this. So I'm actually on the palms and my thumbs are just holding the bar from keeping it from rolling over, you know, and I'm on the bones of the palm, okay, on the thumb muscle and the other palm area, palm muscle is. All right, I am not on the phalange, inside phalanges. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice and easy, roll. Nice and easy, stretch. Remember to do your therapy in between your sets. Don't forget to do these. Make sure you're breathing. Lift. And let's get your next weight on. We'll take the 5s off. And grab a 10 here. I'm going all the way, you guys. Let's say it was so to do my. So what does this accomplish? So benching this way gets center pecs. Benching on the inversion table allows you to get lower pecs. Benching on the incline table allows you to get the upper pecs to properly actually get muscle build, okay? I learned this from my clients who do pec workouts, and this is what they told me is basically heavy weight. And that's the reason why I work so much into their pecs, the fucking heavy weights. Anyways, go with lightweight and build strength. Condition the muscles first. This is called a warm-up. You should be doing this until you get used to this, and then build from this, strengthen and condition from this before you decide to, hey, I'm just gonna start on 25s on each hand instead of just the bar. You get what I'm saying? So when you do this for about 3 months straight, every single week, do this once a week, 3 months straight, okay? Because you need a week break with this. You can't just do it every 3 to 5 days. Just don't do that. Just to take a week break, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. After 3 to 6 months, you should be up to where you know, instead of starting at the bar, you're now starting with the one weight up. All right, 5 pounds on each side, you know, just 10 pounds on each side. You know what I'm saying? And you're starting there now, and then you're adding a 5 on that after that, 5 on that after. You know what I'm saying? You're starting there, and you add 10 on after that, and then 5 on 5 on 5. You know what I'm saying? So you want to basically get to that type of an accomplishment. All right. And when you find, and you gotta realize when you do your 7 sets, when you start on a weight on the bar, you're like, it gets more intense. It really does, because you're now lifting heavier weight at the end. You know, you don't have to start the bar and do 8 sets, but you want to do this first, because when you learn how many sets you can do by just adding one weight after another, until you saw me give at that last 3 reps at the end of the set when I did the inversion table. Breathe in, breathe out. That felt great. All right, time to put the 25s on. It's going up 5 more pounds. I do this until I'm done with my 7 sets. Make sure we breathe. Warm up. Do some arm circles. There we go. Inside wings. Curl your wings in. Side wings. All right. Inside wing. Make sure you're breathing. I mean, everything I did was breathe, inside wings, breathe sitting down, breathe laying down, breathe going underneath the bar. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Nice. Awesome, possums. Time to put 5 pounds on. All right, time for a little break. Breathe in. Make sure your back is flat. Make sure you're breathing properly. This is my last set because I got 30 pounds on each side now. There's no way I'll be able to do 5 more pounds. Not yet anyway, not in my life. But I got up to 7 sets, which is great. Now it's time to relax our muscles and take these things down a notch, and we'll clean up the bench and bar. If you're sweating, clean the bar first. I don't sweat until I get into that sauna later. There we go. All clean. Now I gotta go wait in line. We're gonna pause it here. Gonna wait in line. For an incline. Ah, that rhymed. They should be about done. Well, someone walked away and it looked like he went to go get water, but he left his bag here. Don't know if he's done. We'll see. Well, we can talk and chat, don't we? I hope you guys are enjoying the video. we'll just wait here for a few minutes, and while we're waiting, adjustments, and just start getting into exercises. Since we're going to be waiting on the bench, this is basically most people do is just stand there, look at their phones, do that stuff, you know, and we'll just wait and say, yep, someone's still on the bench. Getting that spine. They only have 2 inclines. That's okay. And what are we going to do? We are going to pump up our muscle. That's really tight. Don't do too much. We're just nice little pump in here. See where the tension is. I feel tension right there. Stretch again after pumping. Shake them off. Nice and easy. Yeah. You need a spot? You need a spot?
Sure, if you don't mind.
Yeah. You're waiting for your spot to come by?
What's up?
You're waiting for your guy to come back to spot you?
No, you're all good. I was just catching breath. If you don't mind spotting me, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'll be able to lift it off, but it's on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend. Yeah. All right. Just grunt if you need it.
Yeah, put yourself.
You got it?
You give me a spot?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
What you want on here?
Oh, I start at the bar, and then I do 7 sets.
Perfect.
Adding.
Want me to wipe it down for you?
I'll get it.
Sure.
Yeah. I always gotta wipe it anyways.
Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
Yeah, man. Take it out. Peace. All right. Now you got front view today. Check it out. Yeah, front view. You know what? I should go do a 90 degree as well. So they actually have a 90 over there. So we're going to be doing that as well. All right, we'll let that dry while we get my weights set up. All right, I got 25 here, 25 here, 10 here, 10 here, 2 5s. Need them. Flop that around. And I need 2 more 10s. I'll put those right there. All right. Here we go. I already did my stretches, I already did my movements and my breathing. I already had my water. Let's set this bench right. It's above my eyes. And we see here, my elbows are, when they're straight out, they're right to here. So that's probably a good spot for me. Let's find out. There we go. Perfect. Time for warm up. Breathe in. Oh, I can nose breathe now. I believe that was 10. All right. Did our warm up. Time to throw on 10s. Breathe in. Breathe, straighten their back, make sure your tailbone's proper. Throw on some 5s. There we go. Next set. You're like, where's the break? This is called burnout. So on the next 10s, if it's getting too much on you, you can always go 2.5s after this. So that way you can get your 7 sets in. So all of a sudden I always getting heavy, but I can do another 2.5 pounds. Go for it. Or just do another set of what you, the last weight you just had it at, because you know you can't raise it up or you're screwed, but you want to get another set in. But you can also drop it 5 pounds to get the next set in. You know, that way you can build up with that set. So you can build up when it's like, struggle, boom, knock off a weight, 5 pounds on each side, maybe 2.5, what do you got? And you'll be able to do that next set really easy. Breathe in. I miscounted. This is what I'm talking about, burnout. I'm starting to feel a burn right now. If you've taken my 30-second breaks, which I am going to take a break right now, because that was a good burnout. I'm going to get my 25 on there. Now it's time to take a break and just work out the shoulders. I didn't do that between those. Got up to 20 pounds real fast. Oh my, the burnout. Oh. Let's just take a break, get some hydration. Thank you for coming in and watching. Please tap. Subscribe, because I show a lot of things on how to do functional weightlifting, how to do cable machines, how to do row machines properly, proper breath, proper posture, proper movement. multiple ways to do row machine, which row machines I have preferable over the others, between fan, between magnetic, and between the water wheel. I guarantee it's always the magnetic. You know, but you have to go on there and do that. I also do self-therapy. Self-therapy. Look at my self-therapy with the peanut roller. How to work your muscles with the peanut roller. He's like, for 20 minutes on each side of just quads and hip and flexors alone, not including the tibial muscles, the gastrocs, not including peanut rolling, the deltoids, the biceps, triceps, and also the digitoриums and the flexors up in your forearms and rolling in a radius, you know? Oh, are you doing any of that? That should take you an hour and a half. Working that mechanical vibrating peanut roller. Breathe in. Well, I can feel that weight. Keeping your head and neck relaxed. Oh my, that was intense. I did it last time. I got the 30 on all of it. I burnt myself out a little too quick on this. Guess what I'm putting on? 5 pounds. I'm gonna take a little bit longer break on this one. Whew, so that way I can make sure I do my full 10. And while we're at that, let's stretch. Let's get your arms moving. Nice and slow. Don't go fast. Go nice and slow. I'll come over here in the video frame and just rotate. Nice and easy. Stretch. Oh, that felt good to stretch. Felt tight. Breathe in and breathe out. So what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing right here and I'm pulling like that, but I'm going here and doing a bow. And I'm doing a bow. Wow, this arm is hanging down. It's all pulling all those lats and all the tibials. Yes, all that. Just kidding. Gotcha. And work those oh man, I don't think I'll be able to make on this one. Woo. I can feel all my muscles toning. Look at that strength, right? Breathing. I did this last time. I did all this all the way till 10, 10, 10, 7 rounds each. But I actually did the flat last. So I always want to do the inversion first. That's the most hardest and difficult. Then the incline second, but these were packed with other people. I didn't want to wait too long. Got onto, did the flat bench. Now I'm on the incline. I prefer doing, of course, the incline second and the flat bench last because the flat bench is not as difficult. Breathe in. And, okay. Ooh, I can feel that. Oh, okay, that's enough. Oh man. I couldn't make it to 10, but I got to 8 shortfalls. Shake port. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I can feel that. Well, I don't think I'm going to make the 90 degree. I'm not up for a 4th session of this. It's not even free right now anyways. Is any others? Nah, it's all good. But so do that for you guys. Make sure you do your stretches and and your movements even after that last. Keep your body straight. Don't try to hunch it. Look down. You got to stay upright the whole time. Stay flat on your seat and make sure you breathe properly the whole time and make sure we're moving our muscles fully and extend. Let's do some of that. Oh my. And before I get off here, I want to make sure I do a couple of not warm ups, but warm downs. We're gonna call them warm downs. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's do some half flaps, bird flaps. These are here are bat flaps, I don't know. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing. This right here is my bench press video. I'll be doing more others on more machines, more free weights, getting the best possible workout routines that'll help you keep yourself from injuring yourself on your exercising regimens. Proper breathing, proper movement. Make sure you're stretching in between. Make sure you're doing body movement in between. Slow, cautious, and then take plenty of breaks. Take plenty of long breaks between sets and reps. You know, sets and other machines to do other type workouts. That right there is my pec day workout. That's what I'm going to make sure I put in a pec day workout. And I'll list in the description more information. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good day.